Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the Pecos Tsunami channel. My name is Alex and today we're going to be uninstalling and reinstalling my front bumper. I'm doing it on my 1990 Honda Accord, but definitely pertains to 90 to 91 and a few differences to 92 to 93. So cherry picked information between the 92 and 93. Yeah, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I recently did a vlog on the Honda and I had a really bad bumper sag in the front. So hopefully this helps you guys out in aligning your bumper. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. First step of removing the bumper is removing the actual turn signals on the bumper itself. These are held in by a Phillips head screwdriver. So, the cross one. Once the screw is inched out, you should be able to push the actual turn signal towards yourself and remove the tab on the opposite end of the turn signal. It's the only thing wedged into the bumper once you remove that screw. Now those are out, now you can remove the tab. Now, grab a ratchet, an extension, and a 12mm. There are two bolts on each side behind the turn signals that are 12mm. This is the first step of removing the support that holds the bumper in place. Now that those are removed, now go in your car, pop your hood, and remove the battery. There should be a bracket holding down the battery. To remove this, you're going to need a deep socket 10mm. The reason why we're taking out your battery because it's in the way for one of the nuts to be removed for your bumper. Now that the battery's knocked out, it should be an easier way to get to this nut, which is also a 12mm. Now, go to the driver's side and there should be the same exact bolt under the cruise control actuator. After removing these two bolts and the four bolts on the bottom, there should be a noticeable sag under the headlights. So to let you know, this is one of the main reasons why the bumper sags, because those bolts on the top loosen over time. That, or you get a front end collision and it kind of bent the support, but either one works. Alright, so we're almost finished. Now you want to go to your wheel well. There are two Phillips head screws that you need to remove. Once you knock that side out, do the same on the other side. Now your bumper is almost off. There are two 10mm bolts holding the splash guard to the fender wheel well on each side. After that's done, I believe there's two more plastic clips in the bottom on the splash shield holding down the bumper, but mine failed to have that, so I'm just warning you now that you might have those. And those are held in by two Phillips head screws. Alright, that's it. That's the only thing holding down the bumper, and this should come right off. So, there are some clips on each side of the bumper itself that just slide in and out. For some reason I had to pop mine out of place and to remove the bumper. So this is what they look like. This also causes some bumper sag on the sides of the fender. Now that the bumper is off, you got a plethora of things to do with the bumper itself. You can either replace it with another bumper from another car, or you can add, like I'm gonna do, an OEM lip. Once you figure out what you're gonna do, now toss it back on the car. So everything is reverse order, but to make sure you don't have bumper sag, do these specific things first. Remember taking off those nuts in the engine bay? Those are attached to rods. So obviously those rods go in first. That on its own puts a bumper in the specific position it needs to be in to be installed. Next, I tighten those nuts back into place specifically so they don't fall back out again. After that, put the bolts back hand tight on the bumper support in the turn signal housing inlets. Now go on either side of the vehicle and toss in the bumper on the brackets, including those two Phillips head screws. This is because you want to keep it completely oriented with the fenders before you put in the bumper permanently. Alright, now that everything's loosely in there, now put your knee on the bumper lip, so you're pushing the bumper up with your knee, and tighten out those bolts as tight as you can on both sides. It's better to have a second person pushing up the bumper, but you can do it yourself. So not putting those bolts in properly is the reason why the bumper sags so hard. After you've done that, now you can tighten down the support bolts on the bottom. But remember, you can still push up the bumper to actually make sure it's in place. After that, toss everything back under and you should be good to go. Now, if you've done everything correctly, there should be no major creases under the headlights. If there is, you might have to adjust your headlights themselves, or you got some frame damage and or support damage. So yeah, that's it guys. Hope it worked out for you. Like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, comment down below and I'll try to help you out. See you guys in the next one. Later.